What's up, Tasuo fam? You know I gotta come back with another deck profile. This here is the Rim Walkers. This is a tweaked version of the starter deck. It is currently the deck I'm using day to day. Absolute blast. It is a going first and going second deck, making it versatile. A lot of the cards, gather each other, but they synergize based off of one individual. And without this individual, we wouldn't have these group of individuals, if you will. If you're familiar with the Matrix, the Runewalkers are heavily inspired by the Matrix, some of its lore, and fused in with a little bit of Tron, if you guys are familiar with that movie. So Megasis is the binding agent, if you will, for the deck. He is a Runewalker class warrior specifically, but his effect when he's called, whether he's normal called, emergency called, or ninja called, you can still proclaim 2, which means reveal the top 2 cards of your deck. And any Ion or Runewalker class warriors revealed, you add those cards to your hand. Super great, especially because we're running a higher warrior count, but we need every warrior in this deck down to the last person. So he, like I say, he searches for, well, not searches, he's the opportunity to grab any of the different archetype classes, add them to your hand. Then his ability, so this is a aggro playstyle deck. His ability allows for him, Trinity, named Sanity in my game, and Neos or Dietrichs. He allows the Runewalkers to attack your opponent directly when all 3 of them are in the field, creating the Holy Trio. So yeah, this is your wingman or wing woman, if you will. Sanity, your gunslinger, and then the boss monster is Dietrichs. When he's called, for as many creatures your opponent controls, you get to add that many Rim Warp cards from your deck to your hand. So we're running 4 of the weapon, and then 2 of the Bloodlust at Gravity Disperse. So search for 3 cards essentially. This is the Rim Walker part is the going second part. The going first part would be the pilots in their suits. So the pilots are these 3 do a triangle formation: green, yellow, red, and then this pilot right here is the pilot for the Realm Walkers specifically, but he pilots any of the mechs just like the other 3. So what he does different is to activate his effect, all the pilots effect, you have to have a Realm Walker in hand. You must reveal it, and then you can activate their effect. So it reads, when this warrior is normal call, you may reveal a Realm Walker from hand. If you do, you may set an SSR 4 from your deck face down or LZ. So this would be your going first strategy. You would play him, reveal one of the Realm Walkers from hand, and then set one of these 2 mechs from your deck directly face down into your LZ zone to be activated later on your opponent's turn or your turn, obviously. Then the second of his ability is the outro. During either player's turn, you may choose a Realm Walker warrior class on the field and shuffle it into the deck. So this can prevent your Dietrichs or your Megasis or Sanity from getting hit with spot removal, if you will. Especially because Dietrichs, he's 4 body count, so you want to get him out of there sometimes. So yeah, that's the pilot for the Realm Walkers. There's 3 copies of him, and the 3 copies of Megasis. Those, and then 3 copies of the SS4. Those are the only warriors you're running 3 copies of. Each of the colored palettes search for one another. Like I said, green searches for yellow, yellow searches for red, and the red searches for green. 2 copies of Beckham Last Defender Behim. He reads, when this warrior is normal called or e-called, you may reveal a Realm Walker warrior class from your hand. If you do, you may add a Last Defender Captain Corey from your deck to your hand. Swift ability, emergency eject, cast off from hand. If you do, target an Iron Warrior class underneath an SS4 and return it to your hand. So we primarily use that ability to search, to get Kenji back to hand, because he can search for your mechs directly and set them. So he is the key palette for searching for your mechs. And then Corey, we're running one copy of Corey. He searches, like I said, for red, a carry king. When this warrior is normal call or e-call, you may reveal a run walk warrior class from your hand. If you do, add a glass defender, a Corey, a king from your deck to your hand. His secondary effect is an EMP. While this card is underneath the SS4 and the SS4 is sent to the dead zone by your opponent, damage all warriors your opponent controls for 2 damage, and stun all element steel and element lightning type cards they control. Nice little damage, suicide damage, if you will. Well, not really suicide damage, going out with a bang, if you will. This is suicide damage here. The Carry King, like I stated before, he searches for the green, reveal Runewalker hand, add a last defender backhand for your deck to your hand. His effect is literally Kamikaze. When this card is underneath an SS4, if an SS4 is attacked or targeted, you can change the attack or target to this card and destroy it. If you do, damage your card with life your opponent controls for 4 damage. So if you got these in the same mech, essentially you can do six damage to one warrior opponent controls. And now let's get into the mechs. The level 1 mech, well, not really level, but the weaker mech is the Beast Battler. He has 6 life. It reads, target up to 2 last defender warriors and place this card on top. If you do, this card is considered a warrior class. Steel and fire element. Effect, Hellfire Torrent. If you have 1 or more defender card underneath this card, twice per turn this card may attack a target for 2 damage, area projectile, chainable, element fire. If you have 2 or more defenders underneath this card, you can cast off one from hand to auto chain this attack. Crazy OTK potential. A little bit of graveyard manipulation. Hellfire Plasma Rockets. If you have 2 defender cards underneath this card, twice while this card is on the field, you may cast off 2 from hand to attack a target for 6 damage. Area Unchainable Element Lava. So that's 12 damage by discarding 4 cards. I'm not sure if that's worth it, but hey, we know what he can do. And then my favorite SS4 is the God Killer. 10 life. Absolutely love the design of this bot. It says target up to 3 last defender warriors and place this card on top. If you do, this card is considered a warrior class. So what's cool about the interaction on these trap warriors is if you're doing a mirror match and they have their palettes out, you can use their palettes for your own mech. While you have 3 defender cards underneath this card, this warrior cannot be countered the turn is called. Great strategy for aggro counters in your turn. So this is a great card to help with your game plan. It says if you have 2 or more defenders cards underneath this card, when this card is attacked or targeted, you need -1 Tasuo armor to block or evade it. So it has a built-in defense on it by minusing 1 of your life points to either block for attacks that can't be evaded and evade for attacks that can't be blocked. And lastly, if you have 1 or more defender cards underneath this card, you may attack a target for 4 damage, area strike, chainable. Insane printed damage value, 4 damage, area strike, easiest chain in the game. The card is absolutely great. Love it, love it, love it. And what's so cool about this deck is, like, to me, it feels like the palettes are actually getting in the mech the way you have to set it up. So that's why, to me, it's a blast. It's a little something different to do in the Tasuo game. So let's get into the rest of the deck. So that was the core structure of it. All these cards right here searches for the Aeons or Realm Walkers, searching for yellow, searches for red, searches for green, searches for the guns. We don't run any guns, unfortunately, so she's just there for the aggro attack directly. Searches for your mechs, searches for your weapons and support cards. This card right here, orbit 4 from your dead zone or banish 4 from your graveyard. Draw 2 cards, but you can't e-call. Excellent draw cards. 3 copies of that because there's only 3 allowed in the deck. 4 of the weapon. Weapons are usually really bad, but this weapon can block up to 4 damage, so it's very versatile. 4 copies of it for the block and attack. Then we want our attacks to land. So Cosmic Time Rift to get rid of those annoying Viking battlecrafts. It says pop a card in the LZ. Your opponent can't activate in response, so therefore they can't activate it because it's being destroyed. These 2 cards right here also search. I forgot to mention when I mentioned the search. Cosmic Celestial Council. It says I got target. Well, I have any element warrior. Depending on the element warrior, I get a set effect. So we're usually going for the solar. I can add a realm warrior class from my deck to my hand. I can add any realm walkers from my deck to my hand, but I do have a fire and wind. I can use the wind lets me add a cosmic card, and the fire lets me add a cosmic beetle. We're not running any other cosmic card besides Cosmic Time Rift, so I could search for that if I need to. And we're not running Cosmic Beetle, so that's irrelevant. So we're usually going for the solar effect to search for a Realm Walker. And the 1 copy of Carbonous Sarcophagus to search for that calibrated counter. Then for spot removal, we got a Divine Hatred, nice board wipe, and then 2 Yorgis Dale. Even our lower guys are 2 Tasuo Armor, so we're paying a lot of Tasuo Armor costs. Megasis 2 Tasuo Armor costs to activate his effect, and he's 3 by Tasuo Armor on top of that, so that's 5 after turn 1. So this card comes in handy a lot. Use your opponent's warrior to summon one of your warriors. Spot removal plus reduce cost. Great card. Then we got for a back row removal, the Cosmic Time Rift. 4 copies as I mentioned before. 1 Heavy Hurricane. Great card. Pop. Not as good as Small Chaotic Storm, but it can set up for your other trap card plays. It says pop. You have to pop something face up, but you can set a trap card from your hand face down, so you can skip a turn setting the card face down essentially if you combo it right. So 1 copy of that and 1 copy of Small Chaotic. Gotta get rid of his arenas, and then 2 As If or Omni Negates. And then for our anti-attack or damage prevention, we're running 2 Divine Backlashes. Punish them for being aggressive. 2 Viking Battlecrafts. Just we'll run forward, just don't got the room. 2 Ranger Rings. And then 2 Calibrations. And then for the support, kind of damage prevention, but it's not consistent. Cast out 1 from hand to activate when a warrior controls a target or target for an air attack or targeted. Negate the target. You must have more Tasuo than your opponent to activate. If activated while controlling a D-Trick, stun all cards with life your opponent controls with less Tasuo armor. I've never gotten this go off, but one day I will, and it's going to be amazing. There's not a lot of wars with 5 Tasuo armor. So essentially this should have a high pop-off rate, but like I said previously, we were spending a lot of life points activating these effects, so we usually don't have more Tasuo armor than our opponent, but we will activate that effect one day. So that completes the deck profile for the Realm Walkers. A very enjoyable archetype in my opinion. If you're into mechs, is a great archetype to play. If you're into the Matrix, or you love the Matrix as much as I do, another reason to play archetype. The palettes are inspired by the people in Zion who, you know how like Morpheus, Trinity, and Neos, when they weren't in the Matrix world, they were essentially just normal humans. But they have the mechs and whatnot to battle the droids. So that's what that's inspired by. The pilots who commanded the ships when traveling to and from Zion, and then obviously the Rimwalkers are the ones that get plugged into the Matrix. But in my universe, the Rimwalker are actually space time and timeline protectors. They protect the timeline, making sure anomalies are dealt with and that the timeline stay consistent. But yeah, that wraps up the Rimwalker deck profile. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I hope you enjoy playing the deck as much as I do. Tasuo love, everyone. Have a great day.